Hello everyone, today we are going to learn about algebra. Algebra is a branch of mathematics that uses letters to represent unknowns. For example, in a question where you are asked how many people have pencils in your class without counting them. So since we do not know the number of people with pencils, we can assume that the number of people with pencils is equal to P. This implies that the total number of people with pencils is equal to P, which is an unknown. If there are D pupils with erasers in the class, how many pupils have pencils and erasers in the same class? So what you do, you add the total number of pupils with erasers and you also add the number of pupils with pencils. In total, there will be D pupils with erasers and there will be P pupils with pencils. The total number of pupils with erasers and pencils equals to D plus P. Let's look at another question. There are R red balls in the basket, B blue balls in the basket, and G green balls in the basket and yellow balls in the basket. How many balls are there altogether? So you categorize all the balls. So let the number of red balls be equal to R. Let the number of blue balls equals to B. Let the number of green balls equals to G. Let the number of yellow balls equals to Y. So to get the total number of balls in the basket, you add all the number of balls for each color. Therefore, the total number of balls in the basket will be equal to R plus B plus G plus Y. Let's look at another question. Peter had M pens and some pencils at home. He bought 4 more pens and 3 more pens. How many pens does Peter have altogether? So to get the total number of pens that Peter has, you will look at the total number of pens that he had initially plus the number of pens that he bought afterwards. Then how many pencils does Peter have altogether? You will follow the same procedure. And then finally, how many pens and pencils does Peter have altogether? So let's look at the answers. The total number of pens will be equal to the number of pens that Peter has at the beginning, which is equal to 4, and the additional pens that he bought, which he bought 4. So total number of pens would be equal to M plus 4. So to get the number of pencils that Peter has, you assume that let P be the number of pencils that Peter initially has, which is an unknown, and then he bought 3 more pencils. So Peter has P plus 3 pencils. To get the total number of pencils and pens that Peter has, you'll take the total number of pens plus the total number of pencils. The number here we will obtain, total number of pens is equal to M plus 4 plus number of pencils that Peter has equal to P plus 3. So when you expand the brackets, you get M plus 4 plus P plus 3. So put the like terms together, the unknowns, which are symbolized by letters, you put them together, and the numerical values, you put them together. So we'll have M plus P plus 4 plus 3. So realize you can be able to add 4 and 3 together, so that the simplified answer will be M plus P plus 7. So let us look at another question. Juma had 4 books and 3 pencils. Paul had 3 books, 3 A books and 2 pencils. How many pencils do they have altogether? How many books do they have altogether? Find the total number of books and pencils they have. So to resolve this, you will need to identify the like terms and you assemble them together, and then you simplify your algebraic equation. So initially you are told that Juma had 3 pencils while Paul has 2 pencils. So putting the like terms together, you will get that the total number of pencils equals to 3 plus 2 pencils. This becomes to 5 pencils. The number of books that both of them have altogether is equal to Juma has 4 A books while Paul has 3 A books. So putting these two terms together, we will get the total number of books equals to 4A plus 3A books. Total number of books equals to 7A books. Total number of books and pencils equals to 5 pencils plus 7A books. So simplify this, you will get 5 plus 7A pencils and books. So let's look at another question. A family had W cows and some goats. There were 10 more goats than cows. How many goats did the family have? Find the total number of cows and goats for the family. So note that there are 10 more goats than cows. So you need first of all to identify what the number of cows is. But looking from the question, we are told that there were W cows. So number of goats equals to 10 more than the number of cows that you've been given. This implies that there were W plus 10 goats. The total number of cows and goats equals to the number of cows plus the number of goats. And we know that the number of cows equals to W and the number of goats equals to W plus 10. Therefore, our equation becomes W plus 10 cows and goats. When you open the brackets, you get W plus 10 cows and goats. On simplifying, you get 2W plus 10 cows and goats. Realize there is a common factor between 2W and 10, so you can divide the entire equation by 2 to get 2 written outside the bracket, and then within the bracket you get W plus 5 cows and goats. Now with that, I want to leave you with a practice question. You can try to answer this question, and this will offer you enough practice for what we have learned today. During a polio campaign, M boys were vaccinated. The number of girls vaccinated were 5 more than the number of boys vaccinated. How many girls were vaccinated? How many girls and boys were vaccinated in total? Once you try that question, you will be in a position to have a grasp of what we have learned today. Thank you.